Thank you all for joining with us, and I would like to inform you all the first the Veda Jnana divided into three parts: Samjnana, Vijnana, Prajnana, Jnanada, Jnanada. So, as per Sampradaya, we started with the Samjnana. Samjnana, that is Samskara Vidya. That is now the first lecture given by Dr. Vamshi Krishna Ghanapathi Garu. I think no need to introduce him because he is the trust board member of Mysore Dattapeetham, and I am devotee of the Apaji, Kadapa Satyananda Swamiji. So I felt that the initiation of this series of lectures with Dattapeetha Pratinidhi, Sri Vamshi Krishna Ghanapathi ji. And this is, we have to understand is a lecture, firstly, the lifestyle uh, of the Sanatana Dharma. What we are doing now, what is our preferences, priorities, everything is changed. Uh, and what is the Dharma? How to live? Oh, these are given by Vedas very comprehensively. And unfortunately, we are away from those Shastras and Gurus. We are all running. And now I would like to, because Samjnana is well established in India by Adhyatmika Pithas, Shankara Pithas, and Prajnana and Samjnana both are well established. In 99, I thought, because before to that, early to that also, I from childhood also I am thinking about the Veda Vijnana. What is the Vijnana? I have read so many articles. Veturi Prabhakara Sastry garu, Kota Venkatachalam garu. All those writings given me a thought. What is it? Everything on Veda Vijnana is only theoretically. The explanations are there. So why don't we start one institution to prove the science and technologies uh, inherent in the Vedas? So already our Maharshis have done excellent work. They have given us so many treatises like Samhitas and Rishiprokta. That is, so many granthas are there. So, uh, then I started this institution in 99, month of August. Then I started work on the, first of all, I have taken Bharadwaja Vaimanaka Shastra, translation and decoding shloka to shloka, pada to pada. It has taken more than 3 years for me. Then I established a small lab and worked on the materials, metallurgy and materials. So from that time, since 2003, 2004, I developed some materials, superalloys, and with the help of so many great institutions like IIT Madras, IITs, all IITs, IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, and different institutions, and so many knowledge, knowledge fellows and of stalwarts of India in scientific community. In early days, early phase, actually, I faced a lot of resistance, but I have continued my travel. Finally, I have proven so many technologies and advanced materials, including nanomaterials. The first of its kind in the globe, the using herbal materials, herbal extracts, and all those things. Have developed very fine nanomaterials with high purity and lower sizes. And I have lately have developed some applications also based on the materials like uh, antibacterial, antimicrobial fabric, and water treatment, the ship bottom coatings, and nano sensors. Like that, so many things I could have done with the help of so many scientists and institutions also. So all these things are driven me when I saw the back. When I look back, now I traveled 25 years of journey in the Vedic research. These all divine blessings, Sri Mata blessings, and my gurus also they blessed me to continue this travel. Now we are going to celebrate our SRIVT Silver Jubilee function celebrations in month of August, and there we are planning a big program, this program in Hyderabad. So that's why we started. We would like to publish a souvenir also with our all achievements and all those things. Um, Now for that celebrations, now we planned periodical lectures on the Vedic science and technology. So we finished the first lecture on Samjnana, and last lecture will be on Prajnana. All middle lectures on Vedic science and Vijnana, Veda Vijnana, the Arsha Vijnana. So I request you all people. This is, I think, with advanced science and technology which were inherited or scripted in the Arsha Vijnana, there are so many technologies SRIVT developed. So in every next coming meetings, we would like to present one application or one uh, development advancement initially, then the lecture will be continuous. So this opportunity, please share with all your friends and relatives and well-wishers. Try to join more people uh, to share this knowledge to everyone. Karthik will introduce Vamshi ji.
Let me take 2 minutes to introduce Ghanapati ji. So he's a distinguished figure, deeply immersed in the realms of spiritual leadership, educational guidance, and traditional scholarships, particularly within the domain of Vedic sciences. As a devoted disciple of His Holiness Sri Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji of Mysore, he embodies a rich spiritual lineage. Serving as a trustee at Avadhuta Dattapeetham and holding directorial positions at Swami and Sri Datta Venkateswara Agama Vidya Kendram and Temple located at Mysore, he exhibits his commitment to the administration and management of spiritual institutions. Additionally, his role as the founder of Sanatana Guru Sampradaya Pratishthanam and as a founding trustee of Dharma Poshanam underscores his dedication to preserving and promoting traditional spiritual teachings. Dr. Ghanapati's involvement as a director of Vyakya project and computational tools for Vedic learning reflects his pioneering efforts in leveraging technology for Vedic education and research. Moreover, his advisory roles in various temples and his position as a PhD guide for Vedic research at Karnataka Sanskrit University, Bengaluru, exemplify his multifaceted contributions to the preservation and dissemination of Vedic knowledge and heritage. Through his traditional studies under revered scholars and gurus, Dr. Vamshi Krishna Ghanapathi has cultivated expertise in Vedic, Vedanga, Samskrita Shastra, and other traditional disciplines, embodying a legacy of profound spiritual wisdom and scholarly excellence.
Vamshi.
joyous occasion of the 25th anniversary of Maharshi Institute of Vedic Technology, Guntur, founded and cheerfully run by noted scholar and researcher Sri Aamanchi Bala Sudhakara Sastry garu. I deem it my privilege to speak on this occasion in this series. This speech also happens to be the first in the series, I believe,
First,
and with due credits to the organizers for having arranged this blissful event of bringing the messages of Veda. Pratyakshena anumityava yastupayo nabudhyate enam vidanti vedena tasmad vedaskya vedata. This is the very important definition of Veda. Everyone wants to be free of disease and sorrow, and many of us do not realize what sort of bliss we are endowed with, what type of happiness we are endowed with. Many of us do not realize that. But still, we also want to be more happy, happier, happier, happier. Therefore, it is an eternal pursuit for happiness and also getting rid of our sorrows. Therefore, we always look for solutions. Many of these solutions are available in this world due to the hard work of our ancestors and also the intellect of the humans and the abundance of many resources. Many of us feel happy. However, once we exhaust the options to become happier, to live happy, and to get rid of our problems, we look for solutions which are out of this world. What does exactly mean? What is exactly meant by out of this world? Do you mean to say that any interplanetary object would come and help you? No, that's not the meaning. What exactly is that? The solution which is not found in the world, but still which can give us the solution. That is the meaning of out of world. This word is called in Sanskrit as alaukika. Alaukika is out of the world. Then the next question come up. Okay, if this is out of this world, how do we know that? How does that help? And how can we understand that? For that, the Vyakaranadhikarana of the Mimamsa, it very clearly says that the same set of words which are used by all of us in our daily usage, in all our transactions, these words are put into a different context and in a different order so that we understand that, okay, by following this path, by undertaking this solution, we will be happy. Pratyakshena anumityava, either by your experience or by your intuition or by your inference. If you are not able to get a solution for your wants, for your desires to be fulfilled, then we look forward to the solution from something which is not available with you. At that point of time, the Veda would help you. That is the meaning of Veda. Veda literally means wisdom, knowledge. And how does the Veda help the humankind? That's the next question. Here we have got code of conduct for many of our life patterns. The first pattern is called as the householder's daily duties. These householders' daily duties include the maintenance of the entire world, because the world is dependent on the householder, the grihastha. As you are aware, the human life is bifurcated into four parts. The first one is the brahmacharya, during which, apart from observing the celibacy, a person is required to be under the supervision of guru. That is our educative stage. Every human will have some sort of learning experience, which is called as the brahmacharya. The second part is called the grihastha ashrama or garhasthya. That grihastha ashrama is the bedrock for the entire universe and the culture to survive, because the grihastha has to take care of his family, his dependents, and the children and the elderly. Therefore, that the middle part of the life is called the garhasthya. And the third part is called the vanaprastha, which is nothing other than retirement. But it's not just a retirement and retreating towards the eternal journey. That is the vanaprastha. Literally, vanaprastha is the one who is living this worldly bondages and worldly transactions and retreating himself or herself towards spirituality. That is the vanaprastha. The final one is called the renunciation, total renunciation, which is not very easily possible. That is called the sannyasa ashrama. Here, the grahastha's duties are manifold. It includes the daily prayers to the deities who have blessed us. Why is this required? If you are if you are living, residing in a drought prone area, then you won't have much food for yourself. If you are living in a war prone area, then you don't have safety for your life. If you are living in a remotest corner which does not have water, then you will have many problems. Therefore, there is a supreme being which we call as Parama Atma. Being is Atma, Parama is the supreme. That supreme being, which we believe is the cause of the universe, including its creation, he has given abundant resources. Every religion accepts this part. But for that bestowal of many of the resources, such as food, dwelling, safety, and capacity, physical body ability, we would not have survived this long. Therefore, we should be grateful to someone who has given you all these things. How did you receive all these things? Through your parents, through your gurus, the teachers, and the society. You are obligated. Therefore, how do you repay your loan? So you have to, once you are obligated, that to get rid of these obligations, you have to undertake certain duties. These duties are called as dharma samhita. This dharma is very important. So then, what is dharma? Everyone says this is my dharma. Dharma is used in several contexts in our scriptures, as well as our Puranas, as well as our daily life. Everyone says this is my dharma. Dharma is duty. Dharma is righteousness. Dharma is also known as the yajna. The defining science for the Vedic sentences, which is called as Mimamsa Shastra, which delineates the purpose. Chodana Lakshanaha Arthaha Dharmaha. What is dharma? Dharma is the set of sentence from the Veda which is putting you in the proper context of life through action, through the conduct of several inscriptions, what to do, what not to do. This is the basic structure of dharma. What to do is called as the Vidhi Vakya or Vidhayaka Vakya. What not to do, what should be avoided, that is called the Nishedha Vakya, the forbidding sentences. The set of Vidhayaka Vakya, those sentences which will actually command you to do something, they are very, very important phases of Veda. Here, the Vedic sentences, they command you to do certain daily duties in our routine. What are they? Do Sandhya Vandanam, both in the morning, in the noon, and in the evening. What for? To keep your mind, intellect in excellent condition. That is the basic purpose of Sandhya Vandana. The second part is called the Agni Upasana. Here, we should take the help of the Pancha Mahayajna concept. Mahayajnas are 5. Deva Yajna, the Agni Upasana that you do, the Homa that you do every day. For Grihasthas, it is called the Upasana Homa. Grihasthas at a higher level who are performing the Treta Agni Upasana, it is called the Agnihotra Upasana. We'll deal with the Agnihotra Upasana, we'll explain it in due course. And for Brahmacharis, it is called as Agni Karya. Agni Karya does not require one person to maintain the Agni throughout the day and night, but whereas the Upasana Agni and the Treta Agnis, they are required to be maintained every day and night without failure. That is the purpose of Agni Upasana. And what do you beget by doing the Agni Upasana is the next question. Agni Upasana is supposed to bestow the essentials of life. In Brahmacharya, we call it as Ayuhu, Varchaha, Yashaha, Bala. Ayuhu is the longevity of life. Varchaha is the betterment and upkeep of our body. Yashaha is the fame. Bala is the bodily strength. All these are essentials in life. That is the outcome of Agni Upasana. Now, this is the first part which is called as Deva Yajna. With your daily efforts, you will be able to get limited results. Whereas we require extraordinary works and efforts to get extraordinary results. Therefore, the Deva Yajna is segregated into different segments. We will come back to the Deva Yajna in the latter part. The second of the Pancha Mahayajnas is called Pitru Yajna. Pitru Yajna is to honor and respect those mortals who are responsible for your birth and your this body. Who are those mortals? That is our parents, grandparents, and all those family members who are not physically present, bodily present in this world. They are respectfully remembered. That is called as the Pitru Tarpana or the Pitru Yajna. And apart from the daily remembrance, we also once a month we do the Darsha Shraddha or Amavaskya Tarpana as its representation. Darsha Shraddha or Amavaskya Tarpana are essential. The third part is called as the Bhuta Yajna. What is Bhuta Yajna? Bhuta means the creatures, beings around you. These beings which have the equal right to all the resources that we consume, such as the dwelling. Once you build a house, you would actually dig the entire ground clear of all the pests and insects, and then you establish your home there. Similarly, once you want to take food, you would actually infest the entire crop with pesticides and you clear all the insects, you think that this is your right. But whereas they also have some right towards the produce. For the act of clearing all the pests, you have mobilized, you have garnered, you have gathered some sin. Therefore, therefore, you would offer a morsel of your food to make good. Since you have done something wrong, you have deprived many creatures from the food and their dwelling, from their residence, you would repay this by a symbolic offering of a morsel of food that is called the Bhota Yajna. That is the reason our elders have always wanted us to give food to the creatures, either the domesticated animals or the birds around us, or at least ants, which are actually in many places of our home. So don't leave them without food. That is the important tenet, which is called as the Bhota Yajna. That is the third part. The fourth one is called as the Manushya Yajna, which has correlation with the concept of Aatithya Ishti that we are going to speak upon. That's the main topic for today. Aatithya, Aatithya. There are two types of people in our lives whom we meet every day. They are called as Atithi and Abhyagata. Atithi, both of these are covered by the concept called Manushya Yajna. By treating the humans around you with respect, with food, with water. That is called the Manushya Yajna. Be it your guru, be it your elders in the family, or the youngsters, or someone who is a guest, who is either invited or uninvited. These are all covered by the Manushya Yajna concept. Manushya Yajna. Now, who are covered under the category of Manushya Yajna? For that, we need to know the word Atithi and Abhyagata. We all know the basic tenet of Abhyagata Swayam Vishnu. Whoever comes to your home is called as an Abhyagata. He is none other than the embodiment of Lord Vishnu. And who is an Atithi? Atithi is the one who does not come by appointment, by a random visit, uninvited. Whoever visits you, he is called as Atithi. Tithi means date. Nasti tithihi yasya darshane, yasya agamane, saha atithihi. One who does come without an appointment, without a prefixed date, he is called as Atithi. For that Atithi, the respect, the food, the water, and all the paraphernalia that we offer, that is called as Aatithya. Therefore, uh, of late we hear a particular word called Aatitheya. One who has Atithi is called as Aatitheya. That is the another name for the host. Normally people will ask, you don't have the concept of hosting someone. No, that's wrong. Actually, once there is an Atithi, then we have the Aatitheya, the Grahastha who is actually hosting it. And the Aatithya Karma is the point of today. The second one is also Abhyagata, is who comes by appointment, by your invitation. If you invite someone, you are expected to be very cheerful and very respectful and attentive towards the person. So that is understood for sure. So we need not elaborate that, because it is your own invitation and you have to abide by your own invitation. Therefore, you will be attentive. Why we are specifying the word Atithya means because the Atithi he is arriving at your home without an invitation. So you have to be doubly careful. That is the reason why we have the Vedic tenet. What is that? Atithi Devo Bhava. Atithi Devaha Yasya Saha. One who has Atithi as his deity, or one who has Atithi in his mind, will with the equality or with the position of deity, he is called Atithi Devaha. So we have to develop that trait to treat everyone with equanimity and also with respect, either by invitation, who is arriving by invitation or not. So what is the Aatithya karma that we have to do? And in the Panchamahayajnas, the last one is called Brahma Yajna. Brahma Yajna is to revise many of the texts that you already learnt. So you have to keep on revising them. That revision would keep your intellect and your memories afresh. Therefore, you would be ever ready. That is the practice of all the Veda parties. Whoever has learnt Veda, they are supposed to recite it regularly so that they don't forget both the text as well as its meaning. Now, we come on to the Aatithya Ishti Prasanga. The fourth among the Panchayajnas is called the Aatithya Karma. ज्योतिष्ठोमजागे आतिथ्येष्टिः प्रवृत्ता सती अंगजातम अपेक्षते एतदुपदेशनार्थम ऐतरेयश्रुतिः प्रथमपंचिकायां तृतीयाध्यायस्य षष्ठखण्डं खण्डं प्रारभते. You have heard the word called Somayaga. Somayaga is the class of yajnas. The first level is called Agnihotra. The second level is called as Ishti. The third level is called as the Somayaga. In this Somayaga, again we have a series of yajnas. It starts with Agnishtoma or Jyotishtoma, Atyagnistoma, Uktya, Atiratra, Aptoryama, Shodashi, Vajapaya. So this is the next one is called as Somakrayana. Somakrayana means you are exchanging, bartering some of your prized possessions to get hold of the Somalata. For the uninitiated, Somalata means a creeper which is extolled at the highest level in most of the praised terms in Veda. Soma is also called as the Raja. Raja means the king of all the herbs. That is Soma. But unfortunately, we don't have the Soma Lata these days. So we have a substitute called Putika, which is used, which is also a herb. And that is used as a substitute for Soma Yaga. Now, the Soma is procured by offering 10 types of precious possessions, which include a cow, which also includes gold, and a goat, and two calves, and good clothes. These are all exchanged with the seller of Soma. That is called a Soma Krayana. After the Soma Krayana, the Soma it has to be brought to the Yajnashala. The Soma Yagashala has a large section in the east and a smaller section in the west. That western section is called as Prachina Vamsha. The Soma Prakarana starts with the building of Prachina Vamsha. Here, the Soma creeper, hereafter for the sake of convenience, we call it as Soma Raja. As I explained earlier, Soma Raja means the king of all the herbs. King of all the herbs is Soma Raja. So he has to be respectfully brought to the Soma Yagashala. That is the context of Aatithya Ishti. Now, what is to be noted from the Aatithya Ishti? What are the lessons for a householder, Grahastha? Again, for the ease of usage, I will use the term Grahastha only for all our next references. The duties of the Atitheya, the Grahastha, the host, and what are the lessons that are to be learned from this thing. Now, Prachina Vamshakarana, you have to build a spacious place to host someone. So therefore, whenever you build your house or whenever you arrange your dwelling, make sure that you will have visitors. Those visitors have to be comfortably placed. You can't keep them in a cramped space and force them to live there or stay there either by confinement or by some sort of pressure. You should never do that. Therefore, you have to make sure that they have a free space at your home. So everyone who is making a dwelling, you should have such a comfortable place which is similar to the Prachina Vamsha. Now the next part of the Aatithya Ishti is Shakata. Shakata means the cart. The Soma is respectfully placed on the cart on the Shakata. And it would be that cart is pulled by two bullocks. And when it is coming to the Prachina Vamsha, the cart is parked outside. As we have the parking slots in front of our home, the guest vehicles are parked there. Similarly, this Shakata is parked there. And it has two bullocks. And here the symbolism will start. And how should that be? The bullock, one bullock is actually untied. It is free to be on its own with a longer rope. The other bullock is still tethered to the cart. Why is this? They say that यदुभौ विमुच्यातिथ्यं गृह्णीयात् यज्ञं विच्छिन्द्यात् यदुभावविमुच्य यथा नागतायातिथ्यं क्रियते तादृगेव तत् विमुक्तोऽन्यो नड्वान् भवति अविमुक्तोऽन्यः अथातिथ्यं गृह्णाति यज्ञस्य सन्तत्यै. Now, if both of the bullocks are not untied, then you don't know whether Soma has arrived or not. Therefore, the cart has to be there in front of the Prachina Vamsha. Then only you would know that Soma has arrived. So, for the symbolism, you are keeping the cart and you are also untying one of the bullocks. Thereby, what is implied? The Soma is respectfully taken inside. So, that is a symbolism. So, the second one is still kept there. Why? If the second one is also untied, there is a danger of the cart moving here and there, and both these bullocks would go haywire. Therefore, the entire property might be endangered. The arrangement settings would be upset. Therefore, one has to be tethered. And while receiving the Soma, Patnyan Varabhate. So these are the two symbolisms. Vibhuktaha anyaha bhavati, avibhuktaha anyaha. Therefore, whenever a guest is coming, make a symbol that there is a guest inside. Whoever is coming in, they shouldn't barge in. They have to come gently. That is one message. The second one is always make a symbol, making sure that whoever is coming in, they realize that there is someone who is respectable already at home and they have to prepare, they have to behave properly. That is the second one. The third one is don't left the vehicles unattended. Keep someone there for the guard. So these are the three lessons from this. The next one, the fifth lesson is that Patni Anvarabhate. A man is never complete without the woman. Therefore, when you receive a respected person, both the husband and wife have to be together. पत्नी हि पारेण ह्यस्येषे पत्न्यैवानुमतं निर्वपति यद्वै पत्नी यज्ञस्य करोति मिथुनं तत् अथो पत्न्या एवैष यज्ञस्य आन्वारम्भो न वच्चित्यै. Here is the beauty. As we explained, Grahastha is the key for the entire world's sustenance. He has to support it for its food, for its dwelling, and all these things are arranged by the Grahastha. The Grahastha, is he independent or is he dependent? Is the next question. These Vedic scriptures, they are actually implying that he is not, they are implying that the householder is not exactly independent. The house is maintained by the lady, Patni. Therefore, he has to take the concurrence of the lady before the guests are treated and entertained at home. Therefore, the symbolism of the Patni being adjacent to the Grahastha is very much important. Patniya eva anumatan nirvapati. Once the Patni is adjacent to the Grahastha, then we can safely conclude that the couple are one unit. Mithunam tat. Mithunam means a unit, a couple. That if they are treating the guests differently, separately, then that would not give a good picture. Therefore, the wife and husband, they should be together while receiving the guests and extending their treatment and hospitality. Both of them have to be together. That is one message from the Aatithya Ishti. Now, the next one. There are two mantras. Sabidhagninduvasyata Ghurtair Asmin Havya Juhotana. Now, here I have to explain that what is the step by step phases of Ishti. The first part is called as the Ajya Bhaga. Here we invoke Agni and Soma. Agni and Soma are called, Agni Soma are the principal deities for Ajya Bhaga. Ajya Bhaga is the first Homa is first Ahuti is offered in the northern section and the Somahuti is offered in the southern section of the Homakunda, which is called the Ahamaniya. Among the triad of Homakundas, the square one in the east is called as Ahamaniya, the circular Homakunda in the west is called as Garhapatya, and the semi-circular one is called as the Dakshinagni in the south. Now, in the Ahamaniya, the Ajya Bhaga Ahuti has to be offered. Here we have got Agni and Soma. In Veda, we have a mantra which is called Samidha Agnindu Vasyata Ghurtair Bodhagata Tithim Aspin Havya Juhotana. Aspin Nagnau Havyani Juhotana. Hey Ritviks, you have to offer in this Agni. And Samidha Agnin Duvasyata, Agnim Prabodhagata. The Jwala, the flames have to be little more. Therefore, fan the Agni. And he is Ghurtair Bodhagata Atithim. The word Atithi is always here. Therefore, in the Ajya Bhaga, you are using the mantra Ghurtair Bodhagata Atithim. So, therefore, the Agneyi Rik, the Shabda Rik is in feminine gender. It is called as the Strilinga. Therefore, the mantra which is used in the Ajya Bhaga, in the Aatithya Ishti, it is called as Atithi Mati. That means the word Atithi is present in this Rik mantra. Therefore, it is Atithi Mati. Next question comes. How about Saumya Ahutihi? For the Saumya, Soma, there is no word Atithi in the mantra. What is the mantra there? Apja Gasvasame Tute Vishwata Soma Vrishnigam Bhava Vajaskya Sangathe. Vajaskya Sangathe He Somatvam Apyagasva. Vajaskya means Annarasasya Sangathe, Sangamane. For the Yajamana, for the householder to become proficient and sufficient and abundant, hey Soma, we require your help. Kindly enhance the availability. This is the Somahuti. Here, we don't find the word Atithi. So, therefore, there is a question whether this Apyagasvasametate, whether this mantra is appropriate or not. For this, we have the Rigveda Aitareya Brahmana. You are aware that Samhita is full of many mantras in Rigveda, and Brahmana is the text which explains the meaning of the mantra and also its usage and its context are provided in the Brahmana Vakyas. And Aitareya Brahmana is the text for Rigveda. Here we find the reference. न सौम्या अतिथिपत्यस्ति यत् सौम्या अतिथिपति स्यात् शश्वत्सा स्यात् एतत्त्वेवैषा अतिथिपति यदा पीनवती. Okay, now we don't have the Atithimati Saumya, the Somadevataka, the mantra which has the word Atithi in it is not available in Rigveda for Somahuti. If at all it would have been there, Veda would have prescribed that already. Shashvat tathasyat. But we don't find that. Then what is the substitute? Apinavati. We have something which is calling for the nourishment, which is called the apinavati. Apyagasva, the word apyagasva. Let us look at the etymology of it. Osthaji vruddhau. Osthaji vruddhau is the root word using which we have the word spita spiti, which means great growth and nourishment. Therefore, instead of telling Atithi, we are using the word Apinavati. Apyagasva, when we say that, nourished. What is implied by this? Yadava Atithim Parivevishati, Apina iva vai satarihi bhavati, Tayor Jushane iva yajati. Therefore, if the guest is present at your home, treat him sumptuously with adequate, more than adequate food and articles. Keep him nourished, and he should also feel satiated and happy and nourished with the treatment that is provided by you, with the hospitality provided by you. That is the meaning of Apinavati. Therefore, in the Somahuti, the Apyagasvasametate Vishwataswama Vrishniyam, this mantra is specifically used to give a message to all the householders, hosts, that keep your guest fully nourished. And nourishment is of two types. One type of items are that are liked by you. The second one is whatever are to the liking of the guest, whatever the guests want to eat, you should try to make possible to make such items available to them within the tenets of dharma. It does not mean that Atithi wants to have something unholy or something which is not permitted by the Dharma Shastra. You should never deviate from the Dharma, but whatever is possible under the framework of Dharma Shastra, try to provide all those items to keep him nourished and to make them happy. That is the symbol here. Now, the Pradhanahuti. That is the third aspect. We said Abhyagata Swayam Vishnu, and we also said Atithi Devo Bhava. Both of them imply that Atithi is an aspect of God, divinity. That is the meaning, right? How does this? How is this conveyed? For this, we have the Aatithya Ishti, which is dedicated to Lord Vishnu. Let me give the chronological order. The homa is performed in Agni. The occasion is the arrival of Somaraja. So therefore, the Somaraja and Agni are expected to be the Pradhana Devatas, the main deities for this yajna. But here you are actually worshipping Vishnu. And how is he worshipped? Navakapala Purodasho Bhavati. Purodasha is the ground grain. The grains that are ground, they are made into some sort of a khichdi type of thing, and we call it as something similar to the upma. And without all this masala, etc., that is boiled, and you are making a shape like this. This is called purodasha. Something like this. It is similar to the tortoise. Kurmo bhutvan prasarpat. The upper part of it is expected to be little rough and hard, similar to the skin of the shell of the tortoise, the upper part. To make this upper part of the purodasha little hard, few pieces of a pot, earthen pot, broken pot, they are kept all above that boiled, baked ground of paddy, the rice. That broken rice, after cooking, that is placed near the homa, and these broken pieces of the pot, they are kept there. These broken pieces are called as the kapala, and the number of kapalas, broken pieces, that are used in making the shell of the purodasha, that is significant. Broken pieces themselves do not heat. To make them hotter, the burning grass is placed above the broken pieces kapalas. Then the hard shelling will take place. That is called the purodasha tvakarana. And it's a different context. Why this is very symbolic, and why this is important is very much explained at a later point of time in a different text. Now we are coming to the ingredient which is called as the Navakapala Purodasha. What exactly is the Purodasha? Puraha, in front of you, or at first, at the outset, Dashyate is given. Whichever is given at the foremost place, that is called Purodasha. Purodasha has become Purodasha. And for Agni, it is Ashtakapala Purodasha. 8 broken pieces are kept to heat it. And in the case of Vishnu, it is normally just 3, Trikapala. But here in this special case, we are using 9 broken pieces. Now, the symbolism and the lessons from it. Though the
Vamshi,
occasion is Soma Gamana, the arrival of Soma, Vishnu is given the highest place. This gives
Vamshi,
us the fundamental message. Karta krigadam sasa ijyate. Saeva tatkarma srugadigat sadhana bapyasesham harerna kinchid vyatirikta basti. This is the underlying principle of Advaita Siddhanta. Karta, the doer, one who is undertaking the yajna. Karayita, one who is instigating or who is instructing him to do. And the kriya, the entire activity, srugadigat sadhanam, and the homa ingredients and the tool set, apparatus, and phala pradajakatva, one who is taking the havihi, the ahuti that is given by us, and whoever is receiving it, and whoever is giving the phalam, the fruits, the results of this, Everything is nothing but Mahavishnu. There is only one Vishnu who is present in various forms. Since he is all pervading, he is called as Vishnu. We have another important daily prayer. Akashat patitantojam yatha gacchati sagaram. We see many droplets falling on this planet from the sky. Yatha gacchati sagaram. They all ultimately join the sea. Similarly, Sarva Deva Namaskaraha, by whichever name we may call, all our prayers, all our ahutis, they have only one final destination, that is Keshavam Pratigachati, that goes to Lord Vishnu. Therefore, we always utter the word Karomi Yadyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayana Samarpajami. Whatever I want to do, whatever I do, either by knowledge, by deliberately I may be doing something, or purposefully or without knowing the purpose, whatever I have committed or whatever I'm going to commit, the result of this is respectfully offered to Narayana. So, giving this message, Aatithya Ishti has Mahavishnu as the principal deity. And the important aspect of the phalodeshya, what is the phalam, what is the result from the Aatithya? There are navapranaha. There are navaprana literally means there are 9 lives. Prana is said to be life, and Vayu symbolizes life. Therefore, prana is also another synonym for Vayu. Pranaha. If he is present in Vayu, dependent on the location, we prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, these are the 5 names given to Vayu. And prana is also another synonym of Vayu, as I said earlier. But here, prana exactly does not mean Vayu. Once the life leaves this body, there are 9 possible avenues for it to go out through the form of Vayu. These 9 exit points are called as Pradasthana in these mantras. Pradasya Bahirnirgamana Sthanani. What are they? Saptavaishi Rishanya Pranaha. We have got 7 exit points in the head. This is 1. The mouth. 2 nostrils, 3. 2 eyes, 5. 2 ears, 7. So these are the 7 exit points that are possible in the head. And below the navel, we have got 2 places which is called the Purisha Motra Visarjana Sthana, the excreta and as well as the urinals. These 2 points are called as the Avak Prana. Avak means the down. So these are the 2 sthanas through which also the Vayu can exit this body. So out of these 9 points, at the time of death, the Vayu can go at any point of time. Therefore, we should guard these 9 places. That is the message. Now, what is the relationship between the Navakapala Purodasha and Prana Pratisthapana? The mantra says, by offering the Nava, Navakapala Purodasha, you are safeguarding your body. So these 9 exit points are kept firmly under control. Okay, but why should I guard them right now? Because you are about to do some violations. What type of violations? Why are you taking soma? The creeper is actually ground with 2 stones and the juice is extracted. Once the juice is extracted, it is stored in wooden vessels which are called as the grahapatras. These grahapatras have various deities: Mitra, Varuna, Indra, Vayu, Aditi, Prajapati, Agni. There are several deities. So the decoction, the juice of the soma is extracted in these vessels. So therefore, the soma bhishama means the grinding of the soma. Once you grind, you are actually causing hurt to the creeper. Therefore, whenever you cause some hurt, you are bound to get hurt. Once you are violating someone, you would also be prone to violence. Therefore, to ward off such unwanted violence, you are guarding yourself. This gives us another message. Every householder, for his own sustenance, for her own sustenance, survival, we have to, by without choice, we have to deprive some of the creatures from their rightful share. You have to deprive them by your washing, by your cutting the vegetables, by cutting the grains, by cutting the plants, and by cutting the heads of the some of the animals. You are gaining all your food. Either you are herbivorous or omnivorous, whatever you eat, either meat or plant-based food or animal-based food, you are causing hurt to many creatures around you. Therefore, Atithi is also mindful of this thing. Therefore, before offering the food, the Grihastha has to clear this, clear the food of all the sins. Therefore, Pancha Mahayajnas are prescribed. Here in the Aatithya Ishti, you are actually offering the Ahuti to the all-pervading Mahavishnu. The mantras are अग्नेरातिथ्यमसि विष्णवे त्वा सोमस्यातिथ्यमसि विष्णवे त्वा अतिथेरातिथ्यमसि विष्णवे त्वा अग्नये त्वा रागस्पोषधावन्ने विष्णवे त्वा श्येनागत्वा सोमभृते विष्णवे त्वा. With these mantras, you are trying to identify the Vishnu Vamsha, the aspect of divinity in all the deities, aspect of Mahavishnu, the all-pervading God, in all the subsidiary deities. So that is the practice given by Aatithya Ishti. And as it said, the Raja, Soma Raja, always the king comes with all the paraphernalia to many with many consorts. That who are the consorts for Soma? They say Chandam Sivai, the Chandas are the meters, the deities which preside over these meters, they are the Sachivas. Sachiva means the ministers. And we have the Rutavavai Rajabhrataraha, the seasons. They are also the consorts. They are similar to the brethren of a king. Therefore, the Ritavaha, Ritu Devatas, they are also pleased. And you have to please all these accompanying deities in the Aatithya Ishti. What is the benefit? By remembering the Ritu Devatas, the seasons and the effects of all the seasons, they are prayed. We want them to be in their places. What is implied? You don't want the summer to extend indefinitely. You don't want the rainy season to cut short or elongated. You don't want the rainy season for 7 months or 9 months. You don't. Neither you want the rainy season for only 2 months or 1 month, because they have to be adequate response for all these seasons. That is one important prayer. Therefore, the Aatithya is also teaching us not only the main guest, but all his consorts, all his paraphernalia, and all those who are accompanying the guest. They have also to be treated with respect. That is the meaning of Aatithya Ishti. And
Vamshiji. Vamshi.
finally,
Please conclude, Vamshiji.
the two mantras for the Aatithya Ishti are also important. Idam Vishnar Vichakrame Tredha Nidadhepadam Samodhavaskapam Sure Tadasya Prigababhipatho Ashyam Naro Yatra Devajavo Badanti Urukramasya sahi bandhuritha Vishno pade parame madhva utsaha. Parame madhva utsaha. So both these prayers, both these mantras are dedicated to Mahavishnu, and the mantrartha is also so much stupendous. The Vishnu who has permitted all the three phases of this galaxy. The first one is the planet, our planet. The second one is the space. The third one is the jiva. All the beings. These are all permitted by Lord Mahavishnu. Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Tredha Nidadhepadam. He has permitted all the three aspects of the world. Samodhabasya Pagam Sure. And the second one is Tadasya Priyam Abhipatho Ashyam. Naro Yatra Devayavo Vadanti. Patha means water in actual sense. And Patha also means the space. Asya Priyam Abhipatha Ashyam. Let me get the synopsis and get the view of the dear space of Lord Vishnu, because the Lord has the entire space which is very dear to him. Naro yatra devajavo vadanti. After this world, after this life, all the humans are expected to go enter the great space. Urukrabas kyasahi bandhuritha Vishno pade parame madhva utsaha. The infinite, great, fruitful, happy space, which is of Mahavishnu. There everyone aspires to reach. Therefore, after this life, with the yajnas such as Aatithya Ishti, Soma Yajna, and many other rituals, and with the Aatithya Karma, because the Aatithya Ishti cannot be performed every day. It can't be performed every day. It's only for many of us, it's only once in a lifetime chance. And many of them do not get such a chance in life. Therefore, the Aatithya can be performed every day. Therefore, the essence of Aatithya Ishti has to be reflected in our daily hosting. Whomever we meet, by providence or by invitation, let us treat them as a form of Mahavishnu, which is the meaning of Aatithya Ishti. Mangalam Mahat, Swasti Prajabhyah.
Thank you, Ghanapati ji, for accepting our invitation and giving such a wonderful lecture on the topic. And yeah, we have few questions. So let's take the questions.
Question PGR,
Easier.
QPGR.
In life, we change from one phase to another phase.
No.
Are there any guidelines to manage the change, particularly phase 2 to phase 3? Yes, Dharma Shastra has specifically addressed this question, and but ultimately it is left to the discretion of that particular individual. Because kurvan neveha karmani jiji vishay shatam samaha is one Upanishadic tenet. You can't remain to be aloof from this world. At some point of time, you have to do something. Therefore, uh, the set of actions would be similar. The only difference is phala abhisandhi rahitatva. Without the expectation of the result from the particular karma, that is the only difference between the uh, one who is in the sakama karma and the second in the nishkama karma. From sakama karma to the nishkama karma, once all your basic needs are fulfilled, then you have to shift to the nishkama karma. And after this, once the body is not able to cope up with the pressure, then you have to retreat to vanaprastha. Now, the body condition is one important factor. The second one is after having children, progeny, and giving them the adequate education and initiate them into karma, then that is the point one can take a call on when to retire. And with the bodily ability and mental ability to give education, educating the next generations, that is also one determiner whereby we can draw the line. And the third one is once your body has developed the inabilities because the karmanusthana, either the Vedic karma or the yajnas or some other this thing, it requires the able-bodied person. Once that capacity is dwindling, that is the time you should decide, okay, enough with this and let me retreat. I'm not giving the scriptural quotations. We have got multiple. I'm giving the essence of those scriptural quotations.
Okay. And one more question for you from Nataraj Sengaluri. Uh,
Nataraj Singaluri, our ancestors made so many mistakes, so many scientific advancements, and lived a joyful life. I would like to know how their philosophical understanding of the cosmos can create such wonders. Okay. In Bhagavad Gita, we have got one particular line. Ascharyavat pashketi kaschanainam. Ascharyavat pashketi kaschana. To create a wonder, first you have to admire the wonder. There are many wonders which are around us, which are inside us, but we can't actually appreciate them enough. It may sound little crass, but let me give you one classic example. Just one very small, minute molecule, which is 1 millionth part of one drop. That part of the of one human, if it can carry millions of that traits, that characteristics of the entire clan in the form of genetic material, if that can carry this much information, not only their physical traits, but also their mental activities, mental patterns, and apart from that, this particular swabhava, the nature which we inherit from many other previous births, if that particular droplet, a 1 millionth part of a droplet can do this thing, what else do we find to be a wonder? So this is the Pindanda. And if you export the same logic analogy to the Brahmanda, then you will see them at least zillion times more, much more worth in these wonders. And your question is actually what would have been their philosophical understanding of the cosmos? Because the Anoha Aniyan Mahataha Mahiyan, the minutest of the minutest could also have something which is more minute than itself. That is Anoha Aniyastvam. That means to the point of infinity, this can be broken down. Similarly, the single unbroken one great object which is around us, that can be much more than what we fathom. For us to understand this, you should go to one line of Purusha Sukta. Tripadurdhva udayit Purushaha Padaha aske iha bhavat punaha Tato Vishwang Jakramat. Whatever you see, whatever you can imagine, fathom, this is not even 1/4 of our entire imagination, is not even 1/4 of the that Virat Purusha, that cosmos. And the other three parts is unexplored. So that is their philosophical understanding of the universal wonders that they had observed. That is my take on this subject.
right. Thank you, Vamshi. Any questions from audience? And I would like to, if not, I would like to request Dr. P.G. Rao garu to say a few words as the concluding remarks.
Thank you, Dr. B.S. Sastry Garu, and my great thanks to our today's speaker and guest, Sri Vamshi Ganapati Garu. You have really given a very informative message to all of us, explaining the life parts and how we should take care and what are the changes. though some of us may be knowing, but it is always refreshing to uh, think about and to recollect and then put us in a correct direction. I think that is what we have done, because in the phase of life we start forgetting where we are, where we came, and how we are going. So it is always important by people like you, sorry, to put things in the right phase. So we are very grateful on behalf of SRIVT. My thanks to you, and I am particularly I express my happiness and the feelings to Dr. B.S. Sastry Garu for bringing this institute of SRIVT for a long journey, 25 years. For government institutes, it may not be that big, but for the private institute, 25 years is a long period to push through this world, to bring to this stage from nowhere to where it is. So it's a great effort by Dr. Sastry Garu for done this one, and my congratulations to him on this occasion, and thanks to all the participants who are present here. By your gracious presence, it has added value to this starting lecture series. Thank you, Sasigar. Thank you all.
Thank you, PG Rao garu. Before vote of thanks, any questions? Please raise your hand.
Good afternoon, Sudhakara.
Good
This is
afternoon.
Mike. First, I thank you for giving me a link, duly reminding. Other side, I thank Ganapati Vamshi Garu for giving his good. I understood that always Aatithya should be treated by wife and husband jointly. Whatever karma, pray, knowingly, unknowingly we do, finally they will reach to Mahavishnu.
Yes.
We have to safeguard all our 9 holes of the body without subjecting for damage. To gain food, we kill many creatures, we kill many lives, but we should pray for Mahavishnu for all those killings, and we have to get relief from Papa. Rutu Devas, this is 6 Rutus. We have to pray the Rutus to be within their time frames. This planet, space, Jiva are created by Mahavishnu, and we have to be within these limits only. These things I understood. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Naik. And one more question the same person raised. It is possible to train ourselves to a way of life to get the ultimate philosophy.
Yes, the Purva, the Jnanakanda, with respect to the understanding of V.R. Vijay Raghavan Nayak, I appreciate that his notes taking is quite impressive. And many of the things, the final message of the Aatithya Ishti is that there are many things in our life which we take for granted. We think that it's our birthright to usurp anyone's uh, food or anyone's dwelling just for our convenience. Most of the times it's only a momentary convenience, and we take everything for granted, including the love, affection, care of our family members. We always say, okay, but for me, who else would they cater to? That sort of mentality that has to change. That is the one important message that I get from these things. The third one is how do you train yourself to get the ultimate philosophy, Paramartha Tattva? By conducting all your rituals, while conducting these rituals, you have to be mindful. Anusandhana. The bodily action, mere bodily action, is insufficient to take you to the Paramartha Tattva, the ultimate philosophy. So what is required is at the same time you have to always be mindful about the underlying purpose of the each of these things. That is the reason everyone we have call it as Vedana Prashamsana. Vedana Prashamsana is always see the scriptures have a beautiful line of portrayal. First, they give you the scripture line, the command. You have to do this. Then the purpose of it, why you should do this. And the second one is the precedent, the Purva Charitra, the Akshayika. Whoever has done this and what were their after effects, whether they benefited or they perished. And finally, the underlying meaning of it. So this is the underlying meaning of it. And finally, Vedana Prashamsanam. Whoever conducts the ritual or this particular action, being mindful of its purpose, he would derive the full benefit. So that is the portrayal given in our Shastras and in our Vedic scriptures. Therefore, by uh, always delineating your mind with the purpose of the action, we will certainly reach the ultimate phenomenon, that is the Paramartha Tattva. That is the answer to the Nataraj's question. The third one is Arka Samanta, spread of ancient origins is obviously for social welfare purpose. But the question arises that how modern generation and youth society will understand and perceive it. In the name of monk, it is same as of the ancient monk understood? I think not. There is no ultimate philosophy, but ultimate truth of life, and universal truth can only be understood through holistic being. True. That observation is quite distinct. See, one purpose why the present generation is not very much mindful of the purpose of the Vedic lifestyle. That I need to make little more clear. Everyone wants a president, and very few people would like to think about the purpose of their actions. Suppose if someone has studied engineering and he has got a good job in some company, irrespective of your background, your passion, one would like to be pressured or initiated in that particular line. So we never actually think what we need and what we want. Someone is making good money on this, and with lesser effort, he is getting more money. So let me follow it. That's a pattern. So such sort of desperation we see in not only this generation's youth. This had been pattern across the globe. This thing, but the Europeans at that lineage they are little more relaxed because the job crunch is not that much, because in our earlier days in my youth I used to wonder why these Europeans are taking 3 months, 1 year, 2 years off and spending all their lifetime earnings in the yatra, in the pilgrimage, or in their travels. I used to wonder because they never had to worry. Suppose if they wanted to work again, they would very easily get job and they would be absorbed in the workforce. That used to be the trend in some countries. But in the competitive world of this, uh, our life is always deemed as a once in a lifetime opportunity. Whereas the learning is actually once in a lifetime opportunity, the jobs are not, because everyone wants to be an employee. Most of us want to be an employee because we want the security. If you are an entrepreneur, you will have many options, but no one wants to take that chance. So that is actually a mental block in uh, many persons of the world today. That is the reason we have very few genuine leaders, but everyone wants to be a follower. So this followership is actually a sort of bane, a sort of curse actually, because we are discouraged from thinking independently. I'll just give one example among 2% or 3% who are part of this thing. Father wants son to do something, but son wants to do something which is a routine because he is scared about the future and the security. So the case would be little vice versa. The son wants to do something which is unique, some sort of entrepreneurship, but the father wants him to follow the most followed path so that there is no security. So this sort of followership without understanding the purpose, that is the That is the curse actually. Once you are able to overcome that blind followership, this does not mean that we should discard whatever others have done. We should definitely observe them, study them, and evaluate it, scrutinize it, and finally make your path. So therefore, whatever we do, if we know the underlying purpose of it, whether it is uh, cooking a 2 minute masala noodles, Maggi noodles, or undertaking Somayaga or Atiratra. Don't take me wrong if I am comparing the making of the noodles with Somayaga, which seems to be very mundane and the other seems to be very divine. But both have a different, the same purpose. It is deriving you some sort of comfort, some sort of pleasure. So if you know that at which point you are deriving that pleasure, then you would exactly know where you are going. So that uh, identifying the purpose, that is what I mean to say. Whether it is making of a noodles or conducting a somayaga or rocket science, whatever is giving you the pleasure, is it the right pleasure? Is it everlasting pleasure, or it is a destructive pleasure? That you have to evaluate yourself. That would take you closer to the goal. That is the purpose of the yajna samiksha, because yajna is not a mere sacrifice or sacrificial actions, set of actions. It's not that. Yajna is a lifestyle. It is actually training you to think in a similar line. So that line is given to you. That is the yajna karma. Respect, Vamshi garu. Can you tell us how to share this Vedic knowledge to the youth of the country and inspire them to take such rich knowledge forward? If one body could contribute so much to Sanatana Dharma, organization can highlight that. Sure. Let us all limit to one question. Okay. Can you tell us share this Vedic knowledge to the youth of the country? See, these days everyone prefers brevity. If you give elaborate discourses and hour-long this thing, people might not appreciate it. But once they are into the subject, then definitely they will do this. I will just give you one small example. You have a 3 hour movie. You have the highlights also. And apart from that, the peak, some of the clips, which we call them as reels, Instagram reels, still they are made. Similarly, the tenets of the dharma can be made into small briefs. Such the examples can be given in 1 minute. In fact, Veda also gives everything in a nutshell very briefly. Again, for our understanding, it is elaborated, elaborated, elaborated. So we can just follow the current pattern and the Vedic pattern, both are almost the same. Just give um, the tenets of Veda in small lines and try to popularize them in their particular circle. There is no one tailor-made solution for the entire world. We can do it in our circles. Once our figures are influenced, then the society at that particular segment that gets a little more enjoyment from the knowledge, Vedic knowledge. That's how we can help each other. This is what I have to say to you.
Let us finalize this, Vamshiji. Do
Yes.
you want? Do you want to? Thank you all, particularly my uh, heartfelt acknowledgements to Dr. Vamshiji and whoever participated and made this first session successful. Thank you all, and these lectures will be continued since August. Sorry, till August. So, requested you all please join with us. We will intimate every session to you, and please try to join and you invite you spread this message in your groups also. And this trial will be our prayatna will be successful when more people will join these meetings. I'm saying thank you all, and Sahana Bhavato, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahavirgaravavahi, Tejasvinavadhidavastuma Vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Dharmasya Jivostu, Adharmasya Shanikadastu, Pranishu Sadbhavanastu, Vishwasya Kalyanamastu. Dharmo Rakshata Rakshataha. Thank you all.